successes and disappointments, learning from one another. Get a Be Better health plan from Beacon and get simple and affordable medical benefits so you can build a better team. Call 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more information.
Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way. From birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and the programs including Financial Literacy Quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso Program, Junior Cooperatives in Secondary Schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC Grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN News for today, Wednesday, November 4th, 2020. I'm Beverly Telesford. In the headlines, Grenada's Prime Minister among long list of Grenadians in tense wait-and-see mode for American elections. He says the results will be important for Grenada. Minister of National Security repeats calls for the cops to stop hunting down people found smoking a marijuana spliff. An asymptomatic case of COVID imported from the United Kingdom, the second being reported in as many days. And the RTs not being left out of touch COVID-19 screening procedures. Coming up in sports, Andre Fletcher pledges hard work for a New Zealand tour. And in Around the Globe, $3 million reward offered by Guyana police for assistance in Berbice murders. The details to these after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening to our viewers and listeners on K105. This is GBN News at 7. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell is among people here who had a long night on Tuesday. Indications are that he would have sat by his television set and had been monitoring online feeds which were relaying early results of the U.S. elections. The outcome of the U.S. presidential election is on a knife edge, with Donald Trump and his rival Joe Biden neck and neck in key swing states. The election has generated keen interest here since thousands of Grenadians live and work in major U.S. cities. Terry and Blackman-Stephen reports.
Several key states are expected to finish counting by the end of this evening, but the election may not be decided for days. The race has come down to a handful of swing states where ballots are being counted. Here in Grenada, many stayed up late Tuesday night and continued into the early hours of Wednesday morning, hoping to learn who will be the next president. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell is among those anticipating the outcome. Last night, he told constituents at a town hall meeting that they needed to cut him some slack because of the importance of the big event of the day.
And as you know, the national elections in America, by the way, you have to release me early. I must go and see the results. That thing important for all of us, eh? I can't sleep tonight. And you know what I'm praying for. All right.
The American elections was also on the lips of people from varying walks of life.
They need to give him a try to see how things are going to go. You know, Biden.
From a rational point of view, I would say Biden. Yeah?
I would support Biden.
Huh?
Biden.
Why? Why would you choose Biden?
I find him the man that's more serious.
Biden, because I see him as a different man with a different personality, would run the country better than Trump. And he is the people's people. Trump is mostly for the rich class of people. And he's a racist. I don't like that.
Some worry about how the Grenadian relatives in the U.S. will fare if President Trump is elected, since he has been on an anti-immigrant campaign for the first 4 years in office. These intensified in recent times.
I would like Biden. Well, I find Biden policies more appropriate now during this time of the pandemic than Trump's.
I don't like Trump.
Why?
He's too wicked. All the things he's doing for black people, that's what I don't like. I want Donald Trump to lose his seat. I would like for Garden to win.
Trump #1. I give Trump all the way. The reason for that, as long as Trump win election, I know for sure there's vaccine ain't reaching in the Caribbean at all. You understand? And we don't want this vaccine down here. So tell them Trump all the way. I give Trump. And I'm telling you, I see Trump win already. He win already, I'm telling all you. America, Trump don't win.
The U.S. is on course for the highest electoral turnout in a century. More than 100 million people cast their ballots in early voting before Election Day, and tens of millions more added their vote on Tuesday. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
For the first time in recent history, Americans went to the polls and delayed counting went beyond the usual 5-hour window for a preliminary result to be announced. The last time something close to this happened was 20 years ago when a dispute erupted over the final vote count in the key swing state of Florida. Up till late this afternoon, both parties were saying they had a path to victory. We here at the GBN have been providing coverage of the election results. We cross over to CNN for the latest results.
Lower the temperature, to see each other again, to listen to one another, to hear each other again, and respect and care for one another, to unite, to heal, to come together as a nation. I know this won't be easy. I'm not naive. Neither of us are. I know how deep and hard the opposing views are in our country on so many things. But I also know this as well. To make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as enemies. We are not enemies. What brings us together as Americans is so much stronger than anything that can tear us apart. So let me be clear. We are campaigning as Democrats, but I will govern as an American president. Every vote must be counted. No one's going to take our democracy away from us. Not now, not ever. America's come too far. America's fought too many battles. America's endured too much to ever let that happen. We, the people, will not be silenced. We, the people, will not be bullied. We, the people, will not surrender. My friends, I'm confident we'll emerge victorious. But this will not be my victory alone or our victory alone. It'll be a victory for the American people, for our democracy, for America. And there will be no blue states and red states when we win, just the United States of America.
So it was clear that Joe Biden there was reaching across the aisle as well, extending an early olive branch to everyone who did not vote for him as well. Now, we have heard many of these same words before from him, some of them verbatim on the campaign trail. But, Jake, they carried significant more weight today as he was delivering them here on the cusp of the outcome of this presidential campaign. And I was struck by saying he's not naive. If elected, of course, he would be the oldest president ever to serve in the office. But this is a different time and a different climate. But he does, of course, want to unify and reach out. So that was his message. And, Jake, one person he did not mention, President Donald Trump.
That's right. Did not mention him at all. Jeff Zeleny in Wilmington, Delaware. Thanks so much. It is remarkable, Dana, when you think about the very different characters of these two men and the very different reactions that we've heard from Trump and from Biden today. Neither of them has been elected president. Both of them are short as of right now and of the 270 electoral votes. And what we've heard from Joe Biden is count all the votes and I want to unify the country. And what we've heard from Trump early this morning or late last night and then through his lawyers and on Twitter is just a whole bunch of nonsense and conspiracy theories and lies and misrepresentations and claiming that he won when he didn't. And I mean, it couldn't be more different.
It couldn't be more different. And what Jeff just said is so true. We heard versions of what Joe Biden said today along the way, frankly, starting at the beginning of his campaign. His reason for running was to give a speech like this, was in the hopes of being a potential president, like he just kind of illustrated with the speech that he gave today. And what he is trying to do is to kind of embody that, is trying to say, I ran to be a different kind of person. I ran to be a president that brings people together, even people who didn't support me, and maybe we never will. And the fact that he wants to kind of have a bookend when he doesn't know, even though he's leaning into the notion that he believes he will win, but said explicitly he does not know if it will happen, it hasn't happened yet, is very interesting and very telling and very, very Joe Biden.
In addition to voting to decide who the 46th President of the United States becomes, there were other key matters before the American electorate. One of the ancillary subjects on the ballot in some states related to decriminalizing marijuana. According to CNN projections on the polls, voters have approved ballot measures to legalize recreational marijuana in Arizona and New Jersey, and both recreational and medical use in South Dakota. South Dakota will be the first state ever to approve medical and recreational marijuana measures at the same time. Here in Grenada, the discussions continue on the possible legalization of marijuana. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has been weighing in on the subject.
Pre-election polling showed that the ballot initiatives had support in Arizona, Montana, and New Jersey. Currently, 11 states have legalized full adult marijuana use. The subject was proven to be a divisive one in Grenada and caused major public debate in the last 6 weeks after the main opposition party announced its support of decriminalizing the use of the drug. The topic was brought up last night during a town hall meeting at Boca in St. George's, which featured Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell.
I was seeing that in 8 states, as they were giving the exit polls, right? 8 states had referendum on decriminalizing marijuana. 8 states in the United States. In fact, President Obama said 10 years ago his views on those issues have changed dramatically, and we are moving in different times. So we are looking. The CARICOM region had taken a decision to establish a committee, a commission. And therefore, as countries throughout the region, we all are moving to deal with that issue. And the question is how we deal with it. It's not a one-dimensional approach, there are different approaches. So Brother Peter David and the team from the government side would be consulting different sectors of the society, and we'd have to go to Parliament to look at how we're going to do it.
Prime Minister Mitchell said that while the use of marijuana remains illegal in Grenada, he has repeated his advice to the Royal Grenada Police Force to not waste time going after people for smoking a small spliff.
I don't see us wasting our time going and trying to arrest a young man for a joint of marijuana. That's a waste of police time. That is not to say we must encourage them. I'm not talking about encourage now, because let's face it, smoking is still dangerous for the human body. If you misuse cigarette, you know what it means. Cigarette is dangerous, but it's not illegal. So similarly, marijuana might be dangerous to some extent, but we should not have it. We have to move to decriminalize certain aspects of the use of marijuana. Alcohol, most of us take a drink of alcohol. It's not illegal, but if you abuse it, it can destroy you. So we all have to be very careful in going forward how we implement this. The message I'm sending is our position on this is changing dramatically, and we have to come to terms with that particular issue.
The issue of marijuana featured prominently again in public discourse here in the last 10 days. People reference the subject following the shooting of Chris Regis of Fontenoy St. George, who was shot by police when he was allegedly caught smoking a joint of marijuana. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Grenada recorded yet another confirmed COVID-19 case on Wednesday. The 30th laboratory-confirmed case is a 68-year-old female Grenadian national who arrived from the United Kingdom via British Airways on November 1st. The individual is asymptomatic, and all other passengers who were on that flight have been in quarantine since arrival, as per the protocols of the state. This now brings Grenada to 3 active cases of COVID-19 on island, all of which have been caught at the borders. The Ministry of Health and Social Security is urging everyone to exercise caution in daily activities, including practicing proper hygiene, physical distancing of at least 6 feet, and wearing masks while in public places. Here's where we take a break, but still ahead, this evening, strict rules for cruise ships and active surveillance for yachties to keep COVID-19 out. We'll tell you about that when we return.
This Christmas, it's happening with Republic Bank. Deals on Wheels. Get fantastic deals on Saturday, November 7th at the Republic House Car Park on Morris Bishop Highway from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. 100% financing. Same-day approvals. You can drive away with a brand new ride and a chance to win $10,000. Christmas is happening with Republic Bank. Deals on Wheels. For more information, visit us online at republicgrenada.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Your hard work, talent, and creativity, plus Flow, equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Stay safe. Grenlec, we are united even when we are apart.
Rubis is giving you more ways to win because you deserve it. Spend $50 or more in Ultratech fuel or purchase a Rubigas refill at any Rubis service station and get an entry card. Win one of 5 amazing grand prizes worth $2,500, including Ultratech fuel, cash, groceries, bill payment vouchers, and home furnishings. Each grand prize winner gets to donate $500 to charity too. Plus, win exciting weekly prizes, including electronics. Make sure you're in with a chance to win. Win with Rubis. You deserve it.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. unstoppable. I can pack my sack. I can take the long road. 'Cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise, and we're so high, enjoy the view. Arise, look, no wings, fly.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
Introducing the new Digicel Prime Bundle. It's simply more bundled together. 54 gigs for 7 days for only $25. More data, more fun. Activate today on the My Digicel app.
We are down to the finals of the Clark's Court National Karaoke Competition, the virtual edition. It's now time for the battle for the top spot. Tune in to Mikey Live on Sunday, November 8th to watch the best of the best go head-to-head for the coveted 2020 title. Over $10,000 in cash and prizes to be won. Event starts at 6 p.m. It's the grand finals of the Clark's Court National Karaoke Competition, the virtual edition, Sunday, November 8th. Log on and support your favorite artist.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
This Christmas, it's happening with Republic Bank Deals on Wheels. Get fantastic deals on Saturday, November 7th at the Republic House Car Park on Morris Bishop Highway from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. 100% financing, same-day approvals. You can drive away with a brand new ride and a chance to win $10,000. Christmas is happening with Republic Bank Deals on Wheels. For more information, visit us online at republicgrenada.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. The first stop in what is expected to be weekly visits to Grenada by a cruise line takes place next week. Officials say there are strict rules in place to leave little room for transmission of the coronavirus. We get updated details about the planned visit in this report from Blossom Alexis Welsh.
When Sea Dream Yacht Club becomes the first luxury ship to bring cruise ship passengers to Grenada since the country locked down its borders because of the COVID-19 pandemic, it will operate in a controlled environment to ensure the safety of visitors and nationals. The cruises will run round trip from Barbados and visit Grenadine Islands, including Grenada and St. Vincent, weekly. The first call is carded for next Friday. Manager Nautical Development at Grenada Tourism Authority is Nakoyan Roberts.
It's a very controlled environment for now. So if you are not booked on one of the 6 tours that we have vetted and prepared for you with our COVID-19 health protocols, then you will not be allowed to leave the ship. And for 2020, the Cruise Operations Group recommended to Minister Modeste Kerwin that we do not use any of the beaches right now.
The testing process of all cruise ship passengers is even more rigorous than for people arriving by air. Any visitor who wishes to disembark the ship needs to book ahead while also having 3 PCR tests done.
You are required to have a negative PCR test before you arrive in Barbados. You are required to have a negative PCR test before you get on board the ship. And the ship has a PCR facility, their medical testing facility. They have a machine on board where you do the 3rd test. The ship will home port in Barbados and visit St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Grenada. And before that passenger gets off in Grenada to go on that pre-book tour, they will have been tested 3 times.
Passengers will not be able to explore on their own, but will need to participate in organized excursions. Members of the public will not be restricted from visiting these sites while the tourists explore the island. However, Mrs. Roberts implores everyone, including nationals, to follow the COVID-19 protocols.
Now, when you go to the Nutmeg Factory or the Diamond Chocolate Factory, both are approved businesses in terms of health protocols. And at these facilities, you will be able to have the interpretation as to what is taking place. You will be able to taste everything, but you are managed under these tourism and health approved protocols for the attractions themselves. A rainforest hike to Seven Sisters or going to Annadale Waterfalls. Again, that is a very natural, open, healthy environment, and it's easy to put our social distancing practices into place. And if we are near to people, the guides who are interpreting for us, it's not difficult to wear our masks.
The tours will also include snorkeling, kayaking, hiking, and river tubing. Blossom Alexis Welsh, GBN News.
The yachting sector, which contributes a sizable sum to Grenada's tourism coffers. A few months ago, a yachtsman tried to sneak 2 persons into Grenada and was dealt with by the authorities. There has been concern that that subsector could find loopholes and jeopardize the strides made by health officials.
Yachties are not exempted from the COVID-19 protocols. In fact, it's one of the most policed areas, as ports of entry are screened for potential imported cases. Major stakeholders have adopted what they refer to as a harmonized COVID-19 protocols for all yachties arriving on the island. Nautical manager at the Grenada Tourism Authority, Nicoyan Roberts, says these are aimed at providing a collaborative procedure to combat the spread of COVID-19 and establishing a globally approved yacht-safe haven in Grenada. These measures were implemented on October 27th.
With full health testing on arrival, with tests before you came into Grenada and Carriacou, and a full 14-day quarantine, and testing after 14 days before you were released into limited movement. But they were also provision. They needed to get food, water, medical supplies, fuel at the end of the quarantine, and then after receiving their negative tests, they were then free to go to different boatyards and marinas that were pre-inspected and approved for business by tourism and health teams.
Statistics from the Tourism Department reveal that about 570 yachts and 1,200 crew members have been tested and quarantined thus far. No positive PCR results have been detected among them. For GBN News, Janelle McDonald.
It's time to give way to our citizen journalists who keep a keen eye out for subjects which may not readily feature in the news. It's time to shine a light on their find.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We're changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
If you have a fear of serpents, you may want to turn away from your screen. Tonight we feature an unusually colored serpent submitted by our eyesore reporter. The most common colors seen locally are black and white or sometimes black and gray. Our eyesore reporter thought this one was eyesore worthy. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 4053052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us, we'll have more news when we return.
They say sometimes less is more, but at Real Value IGA Supermarket, we believe more is more. And since we are all about more, we want to buy more from farmers like you so we can sell more to our customers. If you have a farmer's ID and fresh produce to sell, Real Value IGA wants to buy.
For more information, contact Real Value IGA on WhatsApp at 405-4405 or give them a call at 439-2121.
Sunday, 15th November. The annual Grenadian General Insurance Half Marathon is on. Race starts at 2 p.m. at Current through Redgate West Hall, Grandans Valley, Belmont, Kirani James Boulevard, and onto the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Transportation will be provided. One bus leaves River Sally at 12 noon and passes through Grenville. Another leaves Sates and passes through the western side. Two buses leave the NIS car park at 1 p.m. passing through St. Paul's and Grandans. Monetary prizes for the top 10 male and female finishers in the half marathon and cash prizes for the top 5 finishers in the 10K. The oldest finisher and the school or club with the most finishers. The annual Grenadian General Insurance Half Marathon. Sunday, 15th November.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
It's new, innovative and classy, and it cut above the rest. Your one-stop shop for bathtubs, kitchenette, customized doors and windows, and even a new paint job. We also sell quartz and solid surface countertops. At M&N Hardware, we offer best prices, excellent service, efficiency, and reliability. Visit us at Dusty Highway, Grandin, St. George, or call telephone number 440-6757. M&N Hardware, from foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Valley Medcare Center, located on Grenville Street, St. George's, has a highly professional team that gives excellent service in massage therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy, medical consultation, and more. Hills and Valley Medcare Center sells a wide range of medical supplies, offers home visits for patients in Grenada and Carrier Crew, and opens Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. through to 7 p.m. Visit or call Hills and Valley Medcare Center today, 435-6904.
GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Everyone connected plus Flow equals a new way of living. And now when you add a mobile line to your Flow in-home service, you have 2 great ways to stay connected and save. Get 20% off your 7 or 30-day prepaid plan, or save 30% on a postpaid plan. That's how we save and stay connected. Call us or visit discoverflow.co today. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. Residents at Ahoma in St. Andrew and neighboring communities will now have easy access to health care. Government is transforming a community center into a health center. We'll hear more from Rena Pear.
The Ahoma Community Center in St. Andrew is presently being transformed into a health center so that residents in surrounding areas can have a better access to medical services. This project came to play after the Tivoli Health Center was closed for renovation, leaving community members to travel to Hermitage St. Patrick, the nearest health center. The situation led to villagers airing their concerns on various media platforms for government to remedy the issue. Kelvin Phillip is the contractor for the project.
We're just doing some partitions to create doctor office, nursing area, kitchenette, pharmacy, and dressing room and reception areas over there. Well, we started it Tuesday gone. Yeah, we have 6 weeks to complete.
Philip said the project is 40% complete. Meanwhile, work is delayed on a 40-foot-long retaining wall in Blaise St. Andrew. The construction process started just 3 weeks ago and is 1 week behind due to heavy rain. Foreman for the project is Kenny Beach. The expected completion of the project is unknown due to the inclement weather. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
The focus is on energy this month in Grenada and other Caribbean islands. This comes with the launch of Caribbean Energy Month by the CARICOM Secretariat. Energy finance, technology and capacity features prominently in this year's activities as experts discuss path to sustainable, climate-resilient future for the region. The observance got underway yesterday with a virtual regional launch in the form of a panel discussion. Dr. Devon Gardner, Program Manager, CARICOM Energy, gave an account of the region's renewable energy ambitions. He noted that in 2020, renewable energy usage in CARICOM stood at 6%. This has grown to 12.3% in 2020, with the intention of further growth in renewable energy utilization to 40% by 2030. Dr. Gardner further noted that within the region, the conversation around cleaner energy has grown to include adaptation to difficult circumstances. Meanwhile, Minister for Agriculture Peter David believes not enough is being done to tackle prettier larceny, and he plans to introduce technology in the equation. The minister has been meeting with farmers. His most recent field visit with over 20 farmers was at the Windsor Estate in St. Andrew.
Of course, you're aware that the pre-larceny issue has been addressed over the years. We've had new legislation passed in the Parliament a few months ago. This legislation seeks to increase the sentencing for persons found guilty, but that is, in my view, not sufficient because we need to prevent it, not just cause people to go to prison when they steal, but to prevent it. And to prevent it, we have to use technology.
Just 3 weeks into his new ministerial portfolio, the Minister for Agriculture, Forestry, Lands and Labour, Minister Peter David, has hit the ground running. In what may be described as an interactive field day, Minister David sought to garner an understanding of farmers' plight and what he can do to assist. The Agriculture Minister toured farm roads, observing the deteriorating conditions, observing farms, and discussed with farmers issues such as fertilizers and prettier larceny, with the hope that a workable solution can be found.
I come here as an advocate for agriculture. In other words, I will advocate for you. The day after I got into agriculture, I get calls from friends like in Morocco, all over the world saying, but they want to help. So Morocco trying to work on some fertilizer. I talked to the guys in Venezuela, they want to work on something called urea, which is apparently a form of fertilizer that's a byproduct of petroleum. So I'm going to work on all of that. But most importantly for me is to bring the farmers together, to organize together, to work hard together to achieve what.
Farmer Claudius Spear, in thanking the minister for his visit, noted that for persons to be encouraged to get into farming, they must first see it as an important arm towards sustainability. He called for further assistance in that regard.
Let our children look at us as farmers, as successful people. When there is help, when there is any assistance that come that you could assist, please help the farmers that are struggling.
Minister David, with a promise to work on some of the concerns, says cooperation among farmers is paramount.
With respect to the road and the binders and the concrete, I agree that we have to find a way to do it as what I would want, and Prince, I guess, would work with you guys on that, is to identify the areas I think are critical by saying this is most critical, then next. So at least when we are attacking, as I said, it's difficult times, it's COVID times, our economy is down. But if we could get, let's suppose we could get 50 bags of cement, we know for now which is you want to touch, and we do it piece by piece and take it according to priority. But I agree with you on that. And again, what it comes down to is the cooperation of all the farmers in the process of getting it done.
With the aim of fostering healthy relationships with the farmers, Minister David distributed his contact number and informed them of his open door policy to discuss concerns and ideas to take the agriculture industry forward. Christina John, GBN News.
Stay with us. The weather and sports are up next.
At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal. Join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made.
The Franklins are returning from their dream vacation, but they soon discover that their world has changed.
They want to test Papa for COVID-19. Why they don't test all them damn people that are flying on the plane with the woman they call in Patient Zero?
Heritage Theatre presents Patient Zero, a full-length play written by Chris DeRiggs, directed by Neela Etienne. Patient Zero, a story about a family and a nation under the grips of COVID-19.
Madness! Pure madness!
He got the whole world in his hands. We got the whole world in his hands.
I mean, your father has just been carried away on a stretcher, and all you can say is you're locked up and you're frustrated?
What do you want me to say? I'm locked up, I'm frustrated.
Patient Zero at the Grenada Trade Center.
They ain't even allowing 2 dashing to come from St. Vincent. All they're talking about is curfew, curfew, curfew.
Social distancing and other safety protocols will be in place.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load. With Tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with Tropical. I can't wait. No package too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with Tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with Tropical.
Local agents, George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. Telephone number 440-8787 or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
It's now time to head over to TV6's Sagani Mohammed for the regional forecast.
All right, Disha, let's take a look at what's happening across the islands, because maybe you've been feeling a little bit of that itchy nose, well, runny nose, itchy eye kind of feel. And you know that usually comes on when we have Saharan dust in the atmosphere, which is actually quite present, but it's in its lowest concentration. So quick tip, make sure that you have your inhalers on hand and your medication, your relievers as well, just in case you feel a little bit of a sinus or an allergy episode coming on. As the week progresses, though, we'll see a big change in our forecast forecast as time goes on. So with that in mind, let's jump into what's happening. And first up, we go over into the western portion of the Caribbean. Don't forget, we continue to track Tropical Storm Ada. This storm was downgraded just a few hours into its landfall as it's interacting with a lot of mountainous or hilly terrain at this time. And we're seeing a lot of moisture pretty much consuming Central America from Nicaragua to Honduras. At least 3 people thus far, to our knowledge, have died. And we've been talking about this on social media. The reports are still coming in as to what is happening because there are so many areas just without power and without any form of communication at this time. The governments of these 2 countries combined pretty much preparing their people for a lot of wet weather, not just tonight, but into the next couple of days, because Ada is here for quite some time. And I'm saying that because if we take a look at the forecast cone of uncertainty coming out as of 3 o'clock today from the National Hurricane Center, you notice that it's kind of making a loop and it's pushing back into the Caribbean Sea, which is not good news because it could very well re-intensify and re-strengthen into a hurricane within the next couple of days. So parts of the west, such as Jamaica, Cuba, even the Cayman Islands and Florida, as far north of that, will be expecting some wet weather and a lot of severe conditions to take place into the next couple of days. But we will be monitoring it for you right here on Team 6 and letting you know what's happening with our brothers and sisters over on the western side of the region. On the eastern portion, well, we've got Saharan dust, hence all of that kind of asthmatic flaring up and your sinuses flaring up over the last couple of days. But we are seeing a bit of a change in our forecast come into the next 24-hour period as we do have tropical wave activity kind of rolling in. These waves are just a little bit south of where they usually are for this time of the year, but that's okay. It just means that parts of Guyana and South America, even Venezuela, will be getting a lot more wet weather. And because of our proximity, well, Trinidad and Tobago most definitely expecting some showery action to pick up within the next 24-hour period. So from tonight, you'll notice that we had quite a sunny day today into this evening. Not a whole lot going on, a bit on the hazy side, and it is quite clear outside, but we also have some really warm temperatures to contend with as the evening progresses. So our lows do dip to the mid-20s, yes, but it's going to feel a little bit on the warm side and quite dull in terms of your sky cover. Into the early hours of tomorrow morning, look out for a brief pre-dawn shower picking up. So if you have an early morning commute, you want to pay attention to what's happening with that. And as the day progresses, well, you'll notice that there is quite a bit of sunshine, but it does become increasingly cloudy as the day progresses. So between sunrise and sunset, have the umbrella on hand, especially southern and western parts of the island. We are expecting some spotty showers as well as the isolated thunderstorms to pick up in this area. So take note as to what's happening. This will take into effect around mid-afternoon into the overnight hours before settling down by late evening. Temperatures into tomorrow's forecast get up to 31 degrees Celsius in Tobago. Trinidad coming in at 32 degrees Celsius. Quite humid, I might add as well. So you're going to feel a little bit sticky at times if you're taking a walk out in the town. So be mindful as to what's happening in your forecast. Relievers, inhalers on hand for the Saharan dust plume. A cup of water, something cool to drink to beat the heat, and an umbrella is needed as the day progresses for this quick passing afternoon showers.
Ofio.com. Sale. All the outlets, hotspot outlets. You're going to go to the Carnage, the Grenville, or the Sutter's hotspot, and you get sales and deals on all items. You can get these on potato, you can get these on saltfish, onion, garlic, mackerel, toilet paper, and we even have the currants and the raisin at $10 per pound. Lowest price island-wide. So people just come down or go up or go across, but just make sure and go to hotspots.
We are down to the finals of the Clark's Court National Karaoke Competition, the virtual edition. It's now time for the battle for the top spot. Tune in to Mikey Live on Sunday, November 8th to watch the best of the best go head-to-head for the coveted 2020 title. Over $10,000 in cash and prizes to be won. Event starts at 6 p.m. It's the grand finals of the Clark's Court National Karaoke Competition, the virtual edition, Sunday, November 8th. Log on and support your favorite artist.
Are you
looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Good evening, sporting fans. Grenada's Andre Fletcher is hoping to cement his place on the West Indies T20 team when he takes the pitch against New Zealand later this month. Andre is one of the 2 Grenadians travelling with the team and given the all-clear to begin training ahead of the start of the T20 series scheduled for November 27th, 29th and 30th.
Well, it's a great feeling, it's always a pleasure playing for the West Indies, representing the Caribbean on a whole. It's a great opportunity once again. I just have to, make sure I grasp that opportunity and, make the best use of it. Actually, I've become a more positive player. My shot selection has improved a lot. I've, worked very hard on my physical aspect as well, and a lot of strength work has been, I've been putting in a lot of strength work behind the scene, and it pays a lot during the CPL. So hopefully I can carry it on to the international level, and see what I can do best for the people in the Caribbean. Well, actually this is my 3rd time in New Zealand, and we haven't won a T20 series, if I'm correct, in New Zealand. So first, the team goal for me per se would be, to ensure that we can actually win this series. And my individual goal is to make sure that I can get as much runs as possible, where I can actually cement my spot in the T20 squad.
The other Grenadian on the West Indies squad in New Zealand is Preston McSween, who is part of the reserve team. We now head over to James Saunders at TV6 for more sporting news.
Well, now that the quarantine's away, the boys are out to play, as the West Indies players have finally got in a training session today ahead of the T20 series against New Zealand. It is expected to be a tough tour for the Caribbean team, with conditions expected to be bouncy and windy. West Indies players Kesrick Williams and Joshua Da Silva, well, they give their thoughts on the upcoming series.
After a lengthy flight, the West Indies are just about getting settled in and are bracing for the conditions in New Zealand. Seam bowler Kesrick Williams said they had a football match, and for now, all seems well.
After flying for so long, the jet lag and then 3 days isolation, it's tough, but I mean, we have a long time to get ready and get prepared for these games. So yes, I'm ready to go. I mean, today we had a little run out and we could feel the effects of the 3 days and the jet lag, but at the end of the day, we're professionals and this is a norm that we have to get accustomed to, and I mean, we're ready, we're good to go.
Williams has been to New Zealand before and expects some challenges with the weather.
The weather is messed up, so we have to really get climatized and get used to the weather. Today it can be really sunny, tomorrow it can be really cold. The wickets down here, it assists bowlers a lot, so I mean, what we can do as a bowling group is plan well and come out and execute those plans. Our batters, I mean, the last time we played test and one days, not T20s, I mean, the New Zealand guys bowl a lot of sharp balls to us, and I think it kind of hampers us a bit, but this time around we're playing T20s, and we have a lot of guys in the T20s that can hit the ball far.
Unlike the series against England, this match will have a few fans. Williams urged the West Indians in New Zealand to come out and support.
We have a lot of people here from the Caribbean that are supporting us, and I know they're going to come out. So come out and support us. Definitely we want your support because all of us here are family and we need your support.
Batsman Joshua De Silva, who is also in the fold, was happy to be back in the team.
Just happy to be back with the West Indies team. Just looking forward to learning a lot, just like I did in England, trying to take away everything that I can from this tour and put it into my game, and just happy to be playing red ball cricket again and in a competitive setup.
He has also had some experiences of playing in New Zealand back in 2016.
I played in a few states. I played in Auckland, I played in Queenstown. A bit different. Auckland was a bit drier and Queenstown obviously a bit colder, so the conditions were a bit more like England, just ball swung a little bit more. But yeah, the pitches were always nice, pretty good batting wickets, so just happy to get back out there.
Windies will be taking on New Zealand in 3 T20s starting on November 27th and 2 tests beginning on December 2nd.
That's it for sports. Up next, we have the Probe Around the Globe. We begin the probe around the globe in Guyana. The police force had offered a $3 million reward for information leading to the arrest and prosecution of the person or persons responsible for the murders of West Berbice youth Joel and Isaiah Henry and Harish Singh, which the lawyer for the family of the two of the youths called an admission of failure. HGP-TV has more in this report.
It would appear as though the Guyana Police Force has now hit a dead end into the investigation of the murders of the Henry cousins as well as Harish Singh, since a $3 million reward is now being offered to persons who come forth with information that may help to solve the heinous murders of the 3 teenagers. This is the view of attorney-at-law Nigel Hughes, who represents the Henry family. He made these remarks during a live press conference hosted by the family, seeking to update the media on the current state of the investigations. In an update to the family on October 30th, the police admitted that DNA samples which were sent for testing in St. Lucia did not match any of the suspects which were arrested in relation to the murders. Hughes drew attention to a pair of trousers which had been placed on Isaiah, as the original pants he wore at the time he left his house was not the one he was found with. Hughes stated that when he inquired of the police whether the trousers the lad was found with were sent for DNA sampling, the police were reluctant to answer, and by that he concluded that they had not.
How do I know that the trousers were not submitted? Because I asked a very specific question of one of the investigators and he was unable to respond positively. My history of dealing with the Guyana Police Force is that they're normally not reluctant to share that sort of information if they are in possession of it. As a matter of fact, my analysis of his response was almost as if he was saying, oh God, we should have done it. So that is the basis upon which I said that.
On October 3rd, the police, by way of a statement, had said that an Argentine team of forensic anthropology, EAAF, was being engaged and that they would build on the work already carried out by the GPF and the Regional Security Service, which was asked to render assistance to the Guyana Police Force. The Argentine team, however, seems to now be at a standstill, as the lawyer now claims that the Minister of Home Affairs has not responded to letters submitted to him by the Guyana Human Rights Association, as well as Hughes and Stobie law firm, questioning whether the government will foot the cost of the forensic team.
When we met with the crime chief and the lead investigator, they welcomed the Argentinian team. They said they were fully in support of it. We wrote, our firm wrote on behalf of the family of the Henrys to the Minister of Home Affairs, and we sent him the budget and asked him if he could facilitate. I know the Guyana Human Rights has written twice. None of us has received any response from the Minister of Home Affairs.
Meanwhile, Jamaica's agriculture minister says he will update the public on plans to help farmers hardest hit by the recent heavy rains. TVJ reports.
The agriculture sector took a battering from the recent heavy rains. Some farmers say their crops were destroyed and their animals killed. Opposition spokesman on agriculture Lothian Cousins asked about relief for farmers affected by flooding.
I appreciate the fact that we are still experiencing flooding, excessive rainfall, and therefore you probably, out of an abundance of caution, would want to wait until you have a full assessment of the damages before you present to us the relief effort for the farmers. It is very important that the relief, whatever relief you are proposing, is presented as soon as practicably possible.
Agriculture Minister Floyd Green says the plan is to speak about the relief for the sector next week since it's still raining. He says though a preliminary assessment has been done, the ministry wants a clearer picture of the extent of the damage to the sector before a full plan is rolled out.
Nonetheless, Madam Speaker, we have already started to respond. RADA has already, through its own reallocation and sources, has already made $15 million available for the hardest hit parishes, which thus far are Clarendon, Manchester, and St. Elizabeth. That will go automatically to the procurement of seeds to be again administered through the RADA office and the procurement of chemicals.
Speaking of relief, the minister today announced $120 million in relief for the fisheries sector, a sector still significantly affected by COVID-19.
Further afield, throughout his presidency, Donald Trump has consistently singled out the European Union as a threat to U.S. interests. While his stance on the continent has pleased his supporters, it has angered many EU leaders. Al Jazeera reports on why the U.S. election matters more than ever for Europe.
Who's your biggest competitor, your biggest foe globally right now?
Well, I think we have a lot of foes. I think the European Union is a foe, what they do to us in trade.
The relationship between the US and Europe has never been straightforward, but for decades they've seen each other as allies. Under Donald Trump's presidency, there's been a big shift in both language and policy. On trade, threats have turned into action. US tariffs on almost $8 billion worth of EU goods have already started to hit. They were imposed over Europe's subsidies to aircraft manufacturer Airbus. In a parallel dispute involving American aid for US firm Boeing, the EU won the right to hit back with tariffs on imports from the States. Brussels is expected to hold fire until after the US election. While an actual trade deal between the economic giants seems a distant prospect, a win for Joe Biden might make things easier.
I do think that the tone of the talks is going to change. I mean, I don't need to elaborate on why it is extremely difficult, not to say impossible, to have any dealings with the White House under Trump. But I think if there's somebody reasonable, then we may still have different interests or different viewpoints, but we will negotiate, we will discuss like, you know, civilized grown-ups and friends.
A series of political disputes has also heightened transatlantic tensions. A recurring theme for President Trump has been NATO and the idea that the US effectively subsidizes European members of the defense alliance.
So Germany's delinquent. They've been delinquent for years, and they owe NATO billions of dollars, and they have to pay it.
That's it for the program on the Globe. When we return, a recap of the headlines. Recapping the headlines, Grenada's Prime Minister among long list of Grenadians in tense wait-and-see mode for American elections. He says the results will be important for Grenada. Minister of National Security repeats calls for the cops to stop hunting down people found smoking a marijuana spliff. An asymptomatic case of COVID-19 imported from the United Kingdom, the second being reported in as many days. And the Yarties not being left out of tough COVID-19 screening procedures. In sports, Andrea Fletcher pledges hard work for a New Zealand tour, while in Around the Globe, $3 million reward offered by Guyana police for assistance in Berbice murders. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on our Facebook page at GBN Grenada Broadcasting Network and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford. That's news. Good night.